I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Drake.
And we're from the Santa Barbara Middle School Teen Press, here with
Deputy Chief Mannix.
Hi. President Obama said more than 1,000 birthdays, graduations, and anniversaries have been stolen from our lives by a bullet from a gun. What's something kids our age can do to prevent gun violence?
Certainly be responsible when you're in contact with guns. If for some strange reason you were to find a gun, either in your home or on a playground, tell your teacher, tell your parents, tell an adult. Guns and children should not be in the same place together, and if you find a gun, you certainly want to tell a parent about it.
So what's something the city of Santa Barbara can do to prevent gun violence?
Certainly enforce the laws that are on the books right now. There's no shortage of laws available to us to help us with the successful prosecution of those who violate our gun laws. So what the city is doing is we have a police department which is actively patrolling the streets all the time, enforcing the gun laws that we have so that we can take the guns out of criminals' hands and keep our streets as safe as possible.
Who do you think should be allowed to own guns? Like what kind of?
The Constitution is pretty clear on that, in that you have a right under the Second Amendment to bear arms, and that amendment has been recently ruled upon by the United States Supreme Court. So currently that's the law in the land. So in terms of who should be able to, it's if you are entitled to own a gun, if you haven't committed a felony and been adjudicated a felon, if you're not mentally ill, if you haven't have an active restraining order against you. These are some of the prohibitions against gun ownership. Quite frankly, not all because you're legally entitled to own a gun doesn't mean that you have to own a gun, because I'm a big advocate in responsible gun ownership. If you choose to own a gun, you need to learn how to use it safely, and you need to be responsible in the storage of the firearm.
There's been a lot of talk about armed guards being stationed for theaters and schools. What do you think about that?
I think it's a personal choice for if the movie or the theater owner wants to hire an armed guard. That's a personal decision that he can make. We do have police officers. They're called school resource officers who work very closely with the school district. They're on campus all day long, so we do have a presence on the schools to help keep them safe.
What do you think this discussion tonight accomplished?
I hope it raised public awareness so that people become more educated about some of the really very complicated issues around gun ownership and gun violence and the overall addiction to violence in our community.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's nice meeting both of you.
Nice meeting you.